Hey there, welcome to Mountain of God. My name is Camille. Today is 23rd of May 2021. Welcome to video number 33. Today I want to talk about downplaying God. You see, a few days ago, one of my friends posted on his Facebook page a link to a YouTube video, which is like 8 minutes long, where some guy is comparing the form how we see or understand angels, how we see them in our popular culture, and compares it to Bible description of angels. And basically he says why this thing is so creepy. Obviously I'm going to link this video to the comments or the under this video, so you'll be able to watch this video yourself, because it's really interesting things to see. And when I was watching this video, I started laughing and start to kind of think about it and say, this is brilliant. This is a great way to kind of see why we see things as we see, even though how they portrayed is completely different thing. So listen, there are three things that kind of automatically I started to see or think in this, by watching this video. First of all, I thought to myself, well, I think it's kind of obvious that we as human beings, we would like the things which are hard to understand to be shown to us and explained to us the way we'll be able to understand it. Because you see, the whole fact is that when you read those descriptions of angels, they're crazy things. It's like really hard to understand. It seems like someone tried to write down about something that they don't understand and not really able to understand. That's the first thing. And then trying to write about it is even more vague. And that's why we can see that in this video. And this is exactly what we see in our minds when someone says angel. We see this Cupid's, this flying children with curly hair, with bow and arrows in their hands, or we see this beautiful women with wings, or guys with wings. Everything is like so down to earth. It's like it's a human with wings. It's a human with wings doing something. It's so much easier for us to digest that, and that's kind of understandable. But second thing that right away kind of attacked me, maybe because this is the way I see the world, and it sounds legit to me. What if the whole thing, how we see angels and whole spiritual world, God included, is based on what we're fed with? And one of the major ways we are fed with this, it's Hollywood. Movies, TV series, all of this. And what if this is a really well thought through strategy that pays this way, building this way of seeing spiritual world by us? Because try to think about it. What is the last time and how God was portrayed and spiritual world was portrayed when you watched the TV series or movies? When you can see God portrayed in any way, he is basically portrayed as this old guy having memories with issues, not really being able to handle heaven, because you need the new generation to do that for him. In general, he's like this really old, lame guy. In the best case scenario, he's Morgan Freeman. But if you see the devil, he's always a young guy, he is handsome, he is intelligent. And then when he wants to, he can be malevolent, he can be really malevolent. And if you go far enough, you can see that if you see this darkness showed in the videos for TV series, it's like a powerhouse. It's like complete, like nobody can stand against him, even God himself. And even though at the end of the movies and so on, we see that whether we are fighting his minions, powerful demons or whatever, or himself, even if we win at the end, we know that this is entertainment. And what stays in our heads is that devil is a powerful being and God is a lame old guy. And if I would be father of lies, this is exactly what I would use, entertainment, because it seems benevolent. It seems that it would do nothing. It's just stupid movie, just to have fun. But at the end of the day, this is what stays in your subconscious. So listen, point number 3. I want you to kind of think about it. If you see angels being cupids or being this, beautiful long-haired blonde entities, human-like with wings, I don't know where this kind of description that we got from, probably from movies or something, I don't know. But when you read the Bible, you see that it's a completely different thing. And you'll see this things written in the Bible, that he mentioned few texts, and one of them being this wheels with eyes, wheels within wheels, some really crazy descriptions that it's hard to, what does it even mean? And when I read that, and I wrote like a comment under this Facebook post saying, listen, maybe that's the whole point. Maybe we just portray the spiritual world as we do just because it's easier, it's fun, it's so sweet that you can see angels. They're like fairy tales. They're like fairies. Like the whole thing's like a fairy tale. It's, there's always a happy end at the end. But if you read the Bible, it's completely the contrary. It shows power. It shows every description shows that this is so above us, so above our three-dimensional world that it's hard to comprehend. That's why when you expect Ezekiel or Daniel to write down what they saw, how can you write about something that you don't understand? And if you want to have like a snippet of what this whole thing would look like, to write about entities which are from higher dimensions, I would challenge you to go to the YouTube and find first video that comes up about four-dimensional cube. And it's three-dimensional representation because we cannot see four dimensions, so it's going to be just a representation in 3D. Try to understand that. And that's going to be a representation of a cube. Four-dimensional cube, the tesseract. Try to understand that, and then try to understand that someone is trying to describe an angel. 4+ dimensional being. And you see, that's why I going back to the like a major theme of this video. I want you to kind of start thinking, okay, if we even are not able to comprehend angels, how can you understand who your God is? If he's the entity who created this all and created all those dimensions that those angels are in, and he's over it, he's above it. And then I want to challenge yourself with kind of comparing your view of God and who he really shows himself to be in Bible. Because then you'll start to understand that we are having issues with him as a person. Because first, we don't understand it. He's a spirit. It's like... But then because we don't trust him, we don't see his in action. And that's why world looking at all of this, just laughing at us, because we say we are in connection with the creator of it all, who can do whatever he wants, and he does nothing. Even in church, we have the same issues that world has. So that's why I want to challenge you to read about him and see what he's saying about himself. And then you start to see that maybe that's my fault that I don't see him in action. Because if you read, you'll start to see that he is creator of it all, and he would just basically saying it out loud, he created this whole thing that we see and called our home-ish. He didn't even have to move his finger. He just said it, and it just happened. And if he created it all with one sentence, quote unquote, with one sentence he could basically end this whole game and just roll this whole thing like a scroll. The end of story. That's the power of your Father. So then, when you look at your life, do you really think that this person would have any issues with helping with your money problem, with your health problem, with your lack of understanding, lack of maturity, lack of wisdom? That even spiritual world is afraid of him. Because find at least one text that will say that Satan has anything on God, that Satan is able to do anything against God himself. What you'll find is that in Job, as an example, when he wants to do something to any of us, he'll have to go and ask him for permission. No one no one has anything, or no one is not even close to saying, not even doing anything against God. So even if the spiritual world that we don't understand his authority and knows that there's nothing they can do to go against him, do you really think that he'll have issues with your problems? Do you really think that he has issues with anything that might happen to you? Look at the Old Testament. Elijah, running away from Jezebel, fed by birds. Israel, the Bible scholars say that there's like 2 million people or something, fed for 40 years with the food, manna, basically pouring on them like rain every day for 40 years. Then see the New Testament. You see the first church seeing miracles, people being healed, people being fed, 5,000 people with few loaves of bread, people leaving jails just because God said so, people being raised from the dead, people being moved by the Holy Spirit from place to place. And then if you see, that's an old story, but what about our times? Read about the Revelation, read the Revelation, read the prophecies about the end time. See what's going to happen when God will finally say, stop. When the guilt of the Luciferian powers which are governing this world right now will come to an end. When God will say, that's enough. When he'll pour his Spirit. He'll start from waking up the church. It's going to hurt, but it's inevitable and needed. Then you'll understand that those of us who understand it, those who are waiting for it for so many years, we will be in heaven, here on earth, seeing him finally going against this whole world that basically goes against him. And that's why I want to again challenge you, start to read about him and start to see what does he really says about himself in the Bible. Then you'll start to see there's nothing he cannot do in your life. Nothing. So listen, this is what I want you to take from this video. The fact that we're downplaying God has many reasons. But one of them is being that we don't really pay attention to what he's really saying about himself. And because we don't give him a chance, many times we're not allowing him to show and prove to us who he really is. And listen, don't expect to see his power and authority if you can't even talk to him. It has to start somewhere. And you'll have to start with you being able to talk to him, and then you'll be able to ask him to show you. Maybe to reveal to you the miracles that are happening and you just don't pay attention. That's why you don't see them. And maybe then you'll be able to ask him to prove to you that there's more to this life, more to his being in your life than just what you see right now. And you start to see miracles. And that's why I believe that so many people will have to see so-called burning bush before they're going to go into calling. Because God, it's a common sense that he wants to show you without shadow of a doubt, know that you know that supernatural being called you to supernatural calling for you to be a vessel for supernatural things to happen. So that's why start paying attention, start talking to him, and ask him. You need it? Ask him. You will not regret it. So think about it and do something about it. Because the only way you will find who you really are, the only way you will understand what is prepared for you, will happen if you will give him a chance to show you who he really is. That's that simple. Listen, God is here. He wants to show you his full glory. He connected you directly to himself, and he is connected to you by the Holy Spirit. So be careful what you wish for, but give him a chance. You will be surprised. If you liked this video, like, share, and comment. If you didn't, comment as well. Tell me what you think, tell me what your experience, and if there's anything you want me to talk about, just give me a shout. I'll be glad to do it for you. And that being said, don't downplay God. And see you tomorrow.